Okay, today I'm just showing you um, the problem recently is that we on our other car. Um, this is actually brand new that I just made. I replaced the ball bearing. I have the video on the on my channel there. But anyway, um, this is the tensioner right here. And these are the cheap ones, even though they charge you a lot of money. Okay, this one was close to $40. And another car, we were round down the road, and we hearing grinding noises for a while, and we didn't check until we almost when we got off, we can see this was all torn up and everything because they made them all like, look at that, cheap old plastic that could easily break down and stuff. And so I did a little research and I found this part right here. This is all metal right here, comparing to the stupid plastic. Yeah, hear the difference? And these are all metal. And they could have done that. They could have put that on there just like that, and it fits perfectly on there. They could have done just like that. But like I said, they're trying to rip you off because they're not trying to. They'll give you like a temporary thing, and they're hoping that it'll break, and then you won't just repair this. Most people won't just replace this thing. This thing was $10. I got it for $10 with free shipping, and this here it was $14 with free shipping. But on my other video, you can replace the ball bearing too in the future. So this is gonna last probably the whole lifetime of the truck, or the car. I hope. But anyway, that's the goal. And plus, it's a lot heavier. It spins a lot better, and it doesn't make any noise or anything like that. This actually, it's not good because you can tell. See how they did the plastic? Because they knew that this is gonna break down later on in life, and that's why they made those little thing there to think that, oh, okay, it's gonna be a good thing because they engineer to last because they put these little cuts in here to counterbalance the weight, blah 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 blah, whatever. But anyway, I'm not sold on that one. But I just want to let you know that it can be replaced, and it's the same size and everything. If you put them on top, see, they're pretty much the same size and everything. So you're not changing anything. Plus, this tension to move anyway. So even if this was smaller or bigger, unless you don't have any space around your car, but usually they put the tensioner, that's what they call the tensioner, because it'll put tension on it. It'll give you pretty much plenty of space to move this back and forth right here. On the car, let's say this was already on the car, right? It'll move something like that right there. But anyway, so in reality, this is what it looks like if you buy them in a like an AutoZone or something like that. That's what it look like. They call it tensioner because there's a spring inside here, but this is an old one. The new one, it's even worse. But anyway, that's another story. And it was $40, and they give you a cheapo. And I didn't think of just changing this right here. I could have saved this part right here because I actually like this part. But anyway, you can actually put some oil right here because this actually moves back and forth. So you can put a little oil in there, spray some WD-40 or something that it won't break the plastic down in case it drips or something. I would use silicone spray on those. But that's where, see this little cut right here, it actually moves back and forth. And that would help the car to regulate the tension. So that's why they call it tensioner. Anyway, I'm going to put this in here. It's pretty easy. And you just drop it in here just like that. Put the gaskets on top because the gasket's actually protecting the bearing right there. And it'll hold just the bearing part because that's all that you really need. And then screws in, and it's a 13mm screw. But that's about it. And now you can see it's heavy duty as hell because it's all metal now. It's gonna be all heavy duty except for this piece, but it should last a long time. at least whatever the bearing is, because you know you can't help the bearing, but at least you can help this part, because like I said, in our other car, that's what broke on it. The housing and everything was still fine. The the spring in there was still fine and everything, but I was just too lazy to fucking change that part. But now I'm changing it because I looked how they designed it and I didn't like it. So I figured made a video in case somebody wants to go one step further and change the this part right here. And they do sell them separately. This is a 6 groove, so you just find a 6 groove pulley and make sure the bearing hole right here is the same size, and I think it's like 2032 or something like that. If you look on the bearing itself, actually right here, is, let me look and I'll read it to you. It's 6203. That's the bearing size right there. If you look really close, right there, right there. So if you look really close, you can find it, and as long as that bearing's in there, it'll fit onto your idler right there. But double check your idler, because some idler are actually a little different, but it's pretty much the same principle. But other than that, that's about it on this video, and I hope that it will help somebody prolonging their parts, because like I said, they just sell cheap parts now because they want you to replace it. And like I said, most people just don't replace this part right here, even though they do sell it separately. Sometimes I see some of them by Dorman and another brand. They do sell them separately. You just have to take this bolt out. But sometimes, like, you're in that moment and you're like, no, blah blah blah, it'll take me more time, blah blah blah, to do this. But actually, no, to prolong it, that's what I'm going at. But I'm replacing that part right there, and now it's all metal, so it's gonna last a long time.